2 minus. Okay, so it was just really one step. We can factor out the 2. Good job, Antonio. So we're not done. So we can take out a 2, and what's left over?
Negative y plus 1.
Okay, or 1 minus y. It's okay, they're both correct. Divided by 2 times
X minus 3.
x minus 3y. The 2's will go away.
Divide.
This is where the 2's go away, Gabby. Okay? Let me see. Let me check it, okay? I don't believe you. Good?
Yeah.
Too easy? Another one?
No, yeah.
Another one. Alright. Let's go, let's go, let's go. These are fun, right? I like them. Wait till I give you your assignment. These are the easy ones. I put the hard ones on your assignment.
Wow, you're so kind.
I know, right?
Thanks, man.
I know you guys love to be challenged, so.
Oh, yeah.
Challenge.
Alright, here we go. Let's try it. Here we go. Derivative of 5x to the third.
15x squared.
15x squared. Derivative of 3.
Divide.
0.
I didn't put it this one.
Oh, okay. You were advanced. Equals derivative of 2y.
2
dy dx, right? Because the variables don't match. Okay. What do you want me to do here?
Minus 6.
Yes.
You want me to put minus and then
Negative
parentheses?
6x.
Into product rule?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to like do negative 3x squared as the first?
The first one.
So minus with the parentheses? And then we're going to ignore the negative and just do 3x squared?
Yeah.
Yes.
The derivative of the first? 6x times the second? Y. Plus the first? 3x squared times the derivative of the second?
1
dy dx, so basically just dy dx. Are we okay? Now we have to distribute the negative. So 15x squared equals 2 dy dx minus 6xy minus 3x squared dy dx.
Skip every step.
Skip every step. Do you want to move the dy dx's to the other side, or should we just leave them there? Okay, cool. So let's do 15x squared plus 6xy equals, can I already factor out the dy dx?
Yes.
What should be left over?
2 minus 2x.
Beautiful. And we're going to divide and divide. So our final answer should be dy dx equals, what goes on top?
15.
Beautiful. 15x squared plus 6y over
2 minus 3.
2 minus 3x. Can we do anything after that?
No.
Good? Another one?
No.
Yeah, let's crank it up a notch. Finding the first derivative is too easy, right?
The what?
Yeah? That was too easy? That was too easy, so let's find the what? The second derivative, come on! It was so much fun finding one derivative, then we can experience that again. It's amazing. Yeah? It's like tasting chocolate for the first time and then tasting it for the second time. It's like, and then you realize you're allergic to it. Alright, here we go. So same idea, except now, notice the notation here that we're getting the second derivative, okay? It has that little 2 there. So let's do it. Ready? In order to get the second derivative, we first have to find the first derivative, right? Okay, so let's do it. Go, derivative of y squared.
2y over dx.
Beautiful, 2y dy dx plus 2
dy over dx.
dy dx equals 2. Awesome. Alright, are the dy dx's already on the same side? Perfect. So can we factor them out?
Yes.
dy dx, and we get what? 2y plus 2 equals 2. Yes, this is the first derivative. which we have to find first in order to get the second one. Cool? So we finished with dy dx, which is the first derivative, is equal to 2 over 2y plus 2.
Let's factor over.
We can factor out a 2 on the bottom, right? So that would end up canceling out all those 2's and giving me a 1 over y plus 1. Cool? And then, alright, so now we're at this point, right? So if this is like me saying y prime is equal to 1 over y plus 1. So what would I do when I wanted the second derivative? What would I say?
Prime.
Y
I
double
would say
prime.
y prime prime, right?
Y
Okay,
double
so if I get the derivative of the first derivative, it's the second derivative, right? And then I need to get the derivative of this guy by doing what? Quotient rule. You ready? Alright, here we go, second derivative. So from here we go to the second derivative. Super easy. Just remember the notation.
Why so weird?
Okay.
That's what it is, Kenny.
Now we gotta do quotient rule. So quotient rule says what? Low. Y plus 1. D high. 0. Minus high.
1
D low.
times dy dx.
Dy over dx. Very good. Because the derivative of that would just be 1 times dy dx. All over low squared. Or low. Okay, cool. So does anything go away here? This guy, right? So now I have dy dx times 1 times negative, so negative dy dx. Do we know what dy dx is? We
One.
do, right? So we have to come back, get this guy, and plug him in. Huh? You're gonna repeat itself? Not entirely. So we're gonna end up with what? Negative, right? Parentheses 1 over y plus 1 all over y plus 1 squared, which is really negative 1 over y plus 1 over y plus 1 squared.
I love this over.
How do I make it a single fraction?
Horseshoe.
Horseshoe, which tells me to multiply these guys, which gives me negative 1 over y plus 1 to the third. We found our Christmas tree.
Not for the third derivative.
Let's do the third derivative.
No, wait.
Come on!
Wait, please.
You wanna do it?
No.
Come on, that one's probably gonna need us to use the first and the second derivative. And then we have to make all that one single fraction.
Oh.
Let's do it for fun.
No.
Come on. No? Extra points. Extra points, okay? Find the third derivative for homework, okay? Yeah. No, just for that one problem, okay? Don't tell the other classes, because I didn't tell them.
It's recording,
Wait,
smart
I
one.
watched the video.
Oh no.
Beep. Look at the next one here. One more so we can finish, okay?
Don't tell them.
Given the curve x squared plus y squared equals 1, find the second derivative.
The radius.
Be familiar with the notation, okay? Know that that just means second derivative, okay, Kenneth?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, what is this the equation of?
Circle.
Circle, how can you tell right away?
Y and x are squared and have
Same
the same
numbers,
value.
right? Okay, where would the center for this circle be?
0, 0.
0, 0, because they're not plus or minusing anything. And what would the radius be?
1.
1, because that's the square root of 1. Cool?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's do it. Here we go. Derivative of this guy.
2x.
Plus derivative of this guy.
Y.
Good job. Equals derivative of 1? 0. Most common mistake that kids make is they don't make this a 0. They forget to get the derivative of both sides. Be careful, don't be that kid. Don't be that one. I'm just kidding. Alright, so let's go. Can we jump straight all the way to make it dy dx equal?
Wow.
You guys are advanced, alright, so let's see what you got.
Dy
Negative
dx
X
equals
over Y.
negative 2x over 2.
Negative 2x over 2y, okay, that's close enough.
Negative X
Oh.
over Y.
Which becomes
Wait,
negative x over.
we just did that problem though.
Didn't we do that problem?
No.
But it had a 25.
What? Yeah.
Did it matter that it had a 25?
No.
No, right? So this should be the derivative for any circle that has a center at what? At 0, 0. So as long as the center is at 0, 0, the derivative of all of those circles will always be negative x over y. Isn't that beautiful? Maybe? Yeah? It's the aliens, they came and they provided all this information for you. You don't believe in aliens? I think they have to exist, like why would there be like all these hieroglyphics of like images of, you know, these flying creatures in all different parts of the world?
Did you mean birds?
And there's saucers.
And all of these pyramids,
Think about it.
hidden pyramids.
How to make pyramids.
Did you know that there's some countries that like covered up the pyramids with soil so that you wouldn't know that they existed because they had like this undescribable like power that is emitting from that pyramid?
Wow.
So the AC
Is that true or not? Oh, sorry. I was watching TV yesterday. I need to stay away from
Some fourth dimensional science.
Alright, so dy dx equals negative x over y.
Wow.
Good?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's finish it. We want the what derivative ultimately?
The second derivative.
Let's go. So derivative of this is the second derivative, right? That's easy. If I get the derivative of the derivative, it's the second derivative. But now we gotta do what over here?
Quotient.
Quotient rule. Let's go. So low
Y.
d high minus high
Negative X.
d low
times
dy dx over
Y squared.
y squared. Beautiful. Okay. This one's gonna be fun. So now we know that dy dx over here is the same thing as
The derivative.
the first derivative, so let's plug that guy in. So we're gonna get negative y plus x, right? Times negative x over y, all over y squared. Okay, and what does that end up becoming here?
Negative y
Negative
plus
y plus
negative
Negative.
x squared over
negative x
y.
squared over
Y.
all of it
y
over y squared. And I don't like that.
Meaning
Okay, what does Mr. Science usually like the answer to be?
a nice single
A
fraction.
nice single fraction, right? So how can I make this a nice single fraction?
You add the one on top.
Get a common denominator for the ones on top. So what would that be?
It would be
Y.
Y, so that means I multiply this guy by y and this guy by y. So that gives me negative y squared plus, maybe I should have just put minus.
Minus.
So put it on the next step. Plus negative x squared
over what?
over y over
What one?
y squared.
Wait, what? Sorry. Oh.
So what we did was we got a
Oh,
common
yeah.
denominator on the top, but we still had that bottom part, right?
Oh. This is street mathematics.
So what's gonna happen with these guys?
4.
So they'll become a y what?
4.
Y to the
third.
third. Alright, so we end up with negative y squared minus x squared over
Y to the
y
third.
to the third. Beautiful. So this is our second derivative.
So just like the
Mr.
tangent line
Science.
on the tangent.
Where
line.
is
So this is the tangent lines for the graph
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah.
the first tangent line, or the slopes of the first tangent line.
So when it's like
So the
this,
slopes of the
this, and like this.
That's
It's weird.
So like if I got all the slopes of the tangent lines for the original graph, it would give me some other graph, right? That
Yeah.
was a list of slopes. And then if I got the slopes on that graph,
Oh my god.
those would be the second
One
derivative.
second.
And then if I got the slopes of
That
that other graph, that would be the
third.
third derivative. Make sense, sort of, kind of, maybe?
It
Yes.
doesn't make sense.
Any questions?
No.
No? How do you feel about this? It's okay?
Good.
Not too bad? These are fun, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of algebra in this assignment. So your homework will be 9 problems. Okay, 8 of them will be pretty straightforward, and one of them will be a free response question from 2000. 17 years ago, probably the year some of you were born. You were born in 2000?
I was born in 2000.
You were born in 2000?
I should be for
I was
made up my God.
Y'all outdated.
How impossible.
Y'all outdated.
We're gonna
Right, a software review.
Out of
We go
gravity.
better like that.
We already got a gravity.
Dude, can let's just say we're running out of gravity?
Oh, have you seen that video?